Hi, Dr. Biology here. This video is about types of reproduction and it's in the unit of inheritance, variation and evolution in AQA GCSE biology. So in animals, the sex cells or gametes are known as sperm and egg cells. In plants, the sex cells or gametes are called pollen and egg cells. In sexual reproduction, produces genetically different cells. Mother and father produce gametes such as sperm and egg, and it involves the joining of an egg and sperm, known as fertilization, to contain a mixture of the parent's genes. Asexual reproduction. Here are some examples of plants and animals that produce genetically identical offspring, such as spider plants, starfish, strawberry and aphids. They produce genetically identical offspring, so they only have one parent. There is no genetic variation and the offspring are the same as the parent. Bacteria, some plants and some animals reproduce asexually. How do we get gametes? Well, gametes are produced through meiosis. So meiosis is a form of cell division that produces 4 gametes. So daughter cells are not genetically identical and the cell divides twice. So mitosis occurs and then meiosis. So the chromosome number is reduced by half. In humans, this is 23 chromosomes and therefore produces gametes for sexual reproduction. This next part is for GCSE biology only. So you need to know the advantages and disadvantages of sexual and asexual reproduction. So advantages of sexual reproduction are basically you need 2 parents. It causes variation in offspring. And if the environment changes, variation gives a survival advantage as there is more genetic variation. Advantages of asexual reproduction. They are only 1 parent is needed, faster and more efficient than sexual reproduction, and many identical offspring can be produced when conditions are favourable. So organisms that reproduce both sexually and asexually include things like malarial parasites, fungi and plants, and we're going to go through some of those examples now. Now in your exam in GCSE biology only, you might be given different life cycles to look at. So you will be given this information and you need to analyse and evaluate. It's worth though learning these basic life cycles. So here we have the malarial parasite, which is a protist called Plasmodium. So you can see that a mosquito bites a human and the parasite is transferred into the human and it travels through the blood into the liver. The protists then asexually reproduce, and when another mosquito bites the parasite, it enters it and then reproduces within the mosquito sexually, forming something called sporozytes. Fungi reproduce asexually and sexually, so they can release spores that can become new fungi, and these are produced both sexually and asexually depending on the changes in the environment. In plants, strawberry plants, they produce runners. So you can see in the diagram runners producing daughter plants, and these are genetically identical to the parent plant, but it can also reproduce sexually by producing flowers and fruit. Daffodils can grow from bulbs, so new bulbs can divide off the main bulb formed by asexual reproduction, and then the flowers are produced and then it can sexually reproduce, producing seed. Here's a question checkpoint. So what I would like you to do is have a look at these questions, pause the video, see if you can answer them, and then we'll go through the answers. So pause now. So here are the answers. The genetic information from the mother is carried in the eggs, which are made in the ovaries. The genetic information from the father is carried in the sperms, which are made in the testes. in sexual reproduction, offspring are produced that are genetically different from each parent, from either parent. This happens because genetic information from each parent is carried in the gametes and it's joined together during fertilization to develop into a fetus. In asexual reproduction, genetically identical offspring are produced because no mixing of genetic material takes place. So that is worth 8 marks. Here's a second question. So yet again, please do have a read and then pause, have a read and try and answer. So pause now. Okay, so starfish can split in half. What process produces the starfish offspring? Well, that is asexual reproduction. More cells are produced as the starfish grows more arms. What process will produce more cells in the starfish as they grow? Well, that will be mitosis. The reason it's mitosis is that that is produced for growth and repair, and you're producing genetically identical cells. Here's the next question. So again, I'd like to pause it, have a read and try and answer. So pause now. So C, all the offspring produced are genetically identical. What name is given to genetically identical organisms? That is clones. They are known as clones. Each body cell of the parent starfish contains 44 chromosomes. How many chromosomes are in each body cell of the offspring? Well, it will be the same number, 44, as they are being produced by mitosis, and it's asexual reproduction. Okay, question 3. So again, I'd like to pause, have a read and try and answer these questions. So pause now. Okay, so this diagram shows a strawberry plant and it shows it grows side shoots on the side. And it says complete the sentences to explain why the new plants will all have the same inherited characteristics as the original parent plant. So A, the new plant is produced by asexual reproduction. B, in this type of reproduction, body cells divide by mitosis. And C, the new plant has the same genes as the parent plant. Hope you found that useful. There are more videos on inheritance, variation and evolution coming very soon. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe for more videos on biology, GCSE and A-level. Thanks for watching.